evidently we had.
Look, I ain't trying to be funny or nothing, but y'all literally just made FBA and Solon less than 10 years ago. Hell, probably less time than that. Y'all made that shit on TikTok and Twitter, but y'all want to come on here and scrutinize and question Louisiana Creoles about the legitimacy of Louisiana Creole being an ethnic group and talk about we don't have enough history, our culture can't stand alone by itself, and we're a subculture and all this and all that, even though we developed independently from African Americans and the 13 colonies and all that, and we was around before the Louisiana Purchase. But then y'all will come on here and want to force us to identify as FBA and Solon, some shit that was created 4-5 years ago. So you are gonna say that FBA and we was around before about the legitimacy of hell, probably less time than that.
Yeah, man. Let me check which one this was, man. I don't know which video. Oh, this is Kwame Ture speaking. Let's check a small bit and then I'm gonna skip to another video, man.
Allowing Black America to question members of her leadership and make herself heard collectively. Our guests are Judge William Booth, President, American Committee on Africa; Hayward Burns, National Director, National Conference of Black Lawyers; Berkeley Burrell, President, National Business League; Stokely Carmichael, All African People's Revolutionary Party; Angela Davis, National United Committee to Free All Political Prisoners; Fannie Lou Hamer, Director, Mississippi Freedom Farm Corporation; Nelson Johnson, National Chairman, Youth Organization for Black Unity; William Lucy, International Secretary-Treasurer, American Federation of Federal, State, County, and Municipal Employees, and the Chairman of the Steering Committee of the Coalition of Black Trade Unionists. The Honorable...
Yeah, man, this is an old video. I don't know which year this was, man. It was like, I think the 80s or 90s, man. Let's hear a bit
Percy
of it.
Sutton, President of the Borough of Manhattan; the Honorable Louis Stokes, Democrat of Ohio and Chairman of the Congressional Black Caucus; Cindy J. Williams, Jr., President, National Association of Black Social Workers; and James D. Williams, National Urban League. One of our panelists was unable to be with us and wired us his regrets. The following telegram is from Mr. Stanley Scott, Special Assistant to the President of the United States. I will now read his telegram. Deeply regret that I must cancel my appearance on your show because of an assignment recently given me on behalf of the President. I would welcome the pleasure of being your guest. Many other black spokesmen
are recording your question, and we need your permission to record it and to edit it.
Understand that question? I can read it to you again. He said, a pluralistic society in which all ethnic and racial...
And to put it on the air.
You have my permission to do that. My name is Carl Smith from Lawton, Oklahoma. A pluralistic society in which all ethnic and racial minorities try to contribute to the mainstream and still retain their cultural identity is often advocated as a desirable goal for our country. My question is it a realistic goal? Is it possible? And if not, why?
If you didn't understand that question, I can read it to you again. He said, a pluralistic society in which all ethnic and racial minorities try to contribute to the mainstream and still retain their cultural identity is often advocated as a desirable goal for our country. My question is it a realistic goal? Is it possible? And if so, and if not, why?
That's one of the diversities, I guess, that we have among black people. I hate to say black leaders because I don't think of ourselves as black leaders. I don't think any people need leaders. We are working in the field and we're doing our job. But there is the diverse opinion. Some folks believe that you can work within the system and you can make the system work for you. Others believe...
Exactly, that's the FBA. You see? That's the integration, assimilation. What MLK was doing. It's your business, we don't care, nigga. But you're not gonna come out here and tell me I have to become like you. That's the stupid thing we saying. Yeah, we announced FBA. Now, yeah, you have to call me up. Nigga, we don't know no FBA. You said you was African from America. Stole that name from my people over there, from the people from the Quilombo living in the jungle. Like they are in Africa. You took that name with this Jesse Jackson craziness. Yeah.
You can't work within the system, you've got to have something else. I happen to be one of those who believes that although we have not progressed as we should have, and the great masses of the people have not at all been able to use their inert talents, the talents they've got and that have been hidden by reason of cultural bias and examinations and all the rest that's happened to us through the years, that although the masses of the people have not tasted the success that is available here in this country, still I believe that it is possible, if I didn't believe it was possible, to work within the system and to retain my own cultural identity in spite of what's happening. I would have to give up my job. I'd have to give up my various positions and organizations that I belong to. I'd have to say, well, down with all organizations connected with this government. But I look upon this government as being one of men who can be changed if there's enough pressure put upon them, and if the numbers that we've got together, that black people have and related people have in this country, if we put our numbers together, we can overcome the forces against us. Otherwise, I couldn't exist in this country that way.
I would think that what our brother Judge Booth said is correct. The only question would be, what kind of change do we want? I think everybody.
So this is Kwame Ture. This he was the husband of Miriam Makeba, I think, man. He was in exile or whatever, just like Miriam Makeba, and he comes from Trinidad, I think. So all these people who ever meant anything. That's why I was showing in the in the video, like Americas is a. Let me show it again if I got it here. America is a continent. Yeah, just like you have Africa, South Africa, North Africa. These niggas went and stole the name like it's only theirs. When you say to people, yeah, man, I come from Suriname. Where is Suriname? In South America. America, they automatically think it's this bug brokenness, man. See that? That's the craziness. These niggas wanna act like they are the face for the black world. You're not. To us, you're just another tribe. Just say it, nigga. If you can't understand that because you have no culture, live like the Caucasian your father, man. That's what we saying. Because that's what that's the expression you've been expressing, man. That's the real talk.
That society. The question is whether or not it could come about under the present system of this government, or whether that system must be changed. I, for one, believe that it cannot come about under the present system, a capitalist system. That system must be changed. I believe that. And I think that if we have the same objectives, then it doesn't make a difference where we work. As a matter of fact, a man working to change the system with that objective in mind can do very much inside the system, once he doesn't lose sight of his objective. An example that comes to mind is that a few years ago, it was found out that one of the advisors for President Thieu was working for the Viet Cong.
I do think that we make a mistake if we talk about this in terms of absolute doctrines. If we talk about it in terms of black people and integration or black people and separation. It seems to me that that's a false dichotomy that has been set up in terms of the way in which the debate is discussed. The real issue I feel for black people is one of empowerment and one of redefinition of the way in which...
You see that? That's why the other ones who are pure blood, what do they write? Who consider themselves to be pure blood or pure enough? African. You see? He is colored, that's why he states black, like Blake. Half white, half black. Half dark, I mean, in that sentence. Half light, half dark. You see? Blake, that same black is also Blake. As above, so below, whatever. If you have understanding, you would know this thing. So that's why I was saying, where I come from, Obama is Blackamang. There are those people, we call them Blackamang, Dogla, mix, but Blackamang means is more like Africans. When we say Dogla, it's more like to let you know that they have an other outside than bloodline. But when they say Blackaman, they mean it could also be a pure blood African. But somebody who is mixed, they use it more often in Suriname. To say, hey, that guy is Blackaman, we know. Oh, Blackaman is a Negro from the plantation or the city. You see that? And this nigga out here, even Black Pete is here and for thousands of years, and these niggas think they have anything to do with those things. Even New York, Amsterdam, New Amsterdam is here, Amsterdam, Harlem is Harlem here. Even you're in a Brooklyn, it's called Breukelen. It's not Brooklyn, it's Breukelen because you cannot pronounce it. You're not European enough to do it, to do so. Understand that, nigga? That's why you say, that's why when you think you're coming out here laughing at so-called Africans and Caribbeans for speaking with a heavy accent. No, nigga, over here they laughing at you when you say Brooklyn. It's not Brooklyn, it's Breukelen. If you come over here, your so-called Caucasian ancestors here, they won't understand what you're saying. I know what you're saying. Because I was in America there where those places are, and I'm here in Europe where they are the same places also. Like Groningen. Groningen is also in Suriname. See that? Because it was colonized. You don't understand these things. It's like talking to us, and I don't mean these guys in this video. I mean the so-called Negro of United States of today, man. You can't compare these people of today with these Kwame Ture and those generations. Okay, with Dr. Ben. And when you mention those names, this Bob Broken stupid will go and take one of those segments of those Dr. Ben of Clark and try to portray it like they agree with them. Nigga, we don't care. We don't count Dr. Ben as our elder. It doesn't work like that where we come from. If somebody deceased, they now an ancestor. It doesn't work like that. I don't know who told you that, nigga. That's why I'm saying when you go out here like Umar Johnson speak on your black Americans in the United States. Because that's what you know. The rest what you think to know is somebody told you. It's not because it's of yours. That's what I'm saying. Well, everything I'm stating on this paper, I can tell you which part is true and which part is a lie. Yeah. That's why you can even see over there, used to harbor runaway slaves. If we were harboring runaway slaves, how could I be the runaway slave? I was in the jungle. Even before the Caucasian came there, they saw us there and said, in the beginning they said we were aboriginal. After that they said the Portuguese left our people over there. Because the Saramacanos, they live closer to the city and they speak Portuguese mixed Spanish. You see? And African, of course.
Black and white people who are interacting in society. I feel that's what we must be about.
Well, I think the current administration has proven that there are ethnics who are unmeltable, because even though they are invisible, they are still there to identify with their own vested interests.
You see, when they say African, this is a African. You see, you can see that it's pure blood, right? You see that in Dennis Sperling? This guy is pure blood. He doesn't have to say it. He is, though, that's why they call this the black man. That's why I was saying you cannot have an Afro, and only Africans have Afro on this planet. As far as we know. That's what I'm saying. Unless you have changed that in your plantation mind. That's why I'm saying when you speak, tell the people that we are not the same people, so they understand that your take of life, your thinking of life is like the colonizer. Mine is not. I was never colonized. When Africa was colonized after slavery in the 19th century, 18-something, 17-something, I was in the jungle. When plantation Negroes was enslaved, I was in the jungle. Hence, it's written there, African culture. See that? Ancient African traditions. Ancient. That's why I'm saying if they telling you that even that my people are considered by them, not by ourselves, to be equal to your so-called father Europeans. We don't count that because we don't view them. They're just another tribe. It's them saying it. How can you then, as a slave, Tariq Nasheed, come and talk to me? That's what I'm saying, that I'm above you. Because my tribe, my race is considered just like the your father, the Caucasian colonizer is. That's the same way my race is considered on this planet, on this time. The Otomfo of Africa even just came there. The Tichimba people just sent their king like 2 years ago or last year. The Tichimba king was over there looking for their people who was taken to go to work over there. 400 or 500 years ago. They even didn't know that black people were in South America. When there is almost only Brazil, that's why I say Brazil only is already 100 million. You have Colombia, you have black people there. Mexico, Negritos, black people. Venezuela, black people. Because they don't show them on television for you to see. Where I come from in Suriname, there is only 10,000 Native Americans living there. My people only in the bush, my tribe, together with my tribe alone is maybe 50,000 and we are with 6. So we are like 200,000 or 150 to 200,000 and of Maroons in Dutch Guyana, a place 5 times the Netherlands. Suriname is 5 times as large as the Netherlands, as small as it is. Nigga, it's northern Brazil, just saying. What we speak English patois in the city, just like the Guyanese, and French Guyana speaks French patois. That's why when I was small, even Haitians used to come there when I was small, man. When Haitians get problem in Suriname, it's in the city, because they are considered Africans just like my people. Because most of them are pure blood. They are not mixed. They are mixed, but amongst each other, just like Saramacano and my people, Ohkano, they will mix, but you cannot see it that they are mixed. It's just like an Akan and a Ghanaian and a Nigerian have a baby. They are mixed, but you cannot see that they are mixed, because they look the same like their both group. It's within the group. Nigga, that's what we say. That's why sometimes I will say I have a grandmother from Benin and a grandfather from Nigeria and a grandfather from Ghana, because those people are all there in South America in the jungle mixing just like in the city, but then with Africans among them and Native Americans here and there. Most mixed people with Native Americans live close by the plantation. They even have a place called Hollandse Kamp with Native Americans who used to work with the Caucasian together. You had tribes who worked with the colonizer together to come and enslave people in the jungle, and you have those Native Americans of the jungle fighting against the colonizer. Just like the African narrative, city Negroes, bush Negro, just like that. It's the same with the Native Americans, the 5 civilized tribes. Nigga, I'm gonna skip to another part so we can see the Black Americans who are supporting Trump.
Told black folk to quit using these words, very broad, ambiguous terms. And you're not African Americans. You're native Black Americans.
So, you hear that? This is Claude Anderson. He went and told the United States government that he was maroon, and they gave him $92,000 for him to start the African town, which never came. Where is the money, Claude Anderson? Since when are you maroon? Is this a maroon sitting there? Maroons are not mixed. My people are the only maybe unmixed Africans in the Caribbean. Nigga, that's the real talk. That's why you see their ancient African culture. Because we work with bloodline. If you are cursed, you're not allowed to marry within my tribe or my bloodline. That's all. We have all those things, man. And that's what I was saying. This guy, Claude Anderson, is almost Caucasian. He's even getting skin cancer there, it seems like, man, in the sun. And he went there to the government. That's why I'm saying this Pan-African stuff is fake. This nigga came with powernomics and all those stuff. We don't respect that, man. These are scammers to me. That's why I speak on them like that, nigga. Where we come from, we don't respect scammers, no matter if you are 2 billion years old. If you are the devil, we don't respect you, nigga. This nigga went out there and took money on the name of the Maroons that he was gonna build an African town. Since when were the Maroons in the United States, nigga? Maroons live in Quilombo, Accompong, Jamaica. There, Brazil, Quilombo, and Duca. You see, Tanner, like Paramakaner, Amerikaner, Afrikaner, and Jukaner, D-U-Kaner, and D-U. When y'all come over here saying you are D-U, these things. We don't make up things. Ours is from beginning of time and real, nigga. That's the real talk. That's why we don't have to come and announce, we are this today. We know my people are Ohkano since beginning of time. That's what I know at least. That's why I say.
Native, you were here before everybody else. You're the one that built the damn.
So this is the one who taught them all these things that they were here, just like Phil Valentine. I'm not saying if you are there or not. Bring the proof and bring the Native American, so-called Asiatic Native American. Bring them to the court. Right now you're stealing their attire like it's yours. That's their attire. You have to come with your original attire and your original language. You're not gonna say you are indigenous to America and then you steal the so-called Asiatic Native Americans language and saying where did they get it from? It's their language. You need to come with your original language. And all these niggas, when they say they indigenous, they start putting feathers on their head. Even in Africa, they have feathers on their head. Some tribes. Even that these niggas know though. Bow and arrow, Africans have bow and arrows just like Native Americans. I had my bow and arrow. My grandfather made me. My grandfather has his bow and arrow. In the jungle in the Amazon. Yeah.
You got rid of the barrels, the rocks, the snakes. You built the bridges and the canals. Told black folk to quit use these words, very broad and ambiguous terms. And you're not African Americans. You're native black Americans. Native, you were here before everybody else. You're the one that built the damn country. You got rid of the barrels, the rocks, the snakes. You built the bridges and the canals. You were the workforce. You were the labor that drove the engines in this country because you were the strongest thing. Blackness on earth is the most powerful thing you can get. Black crayon in a color spectrum. And out of all those colors, blackness is the most powerful color. You go out to the universe. In the universe, blackness, the black hole is the most powerful thing in the universe.
Yes, and that's why I'm saying that. Now, this thing that he has taught to this Tariq Nasheed, because you hear him, so I don't have to explain that. He was one of the major one like James Moss. We don't respect that, man. Because we didn't care that you was doing this, but now you want to use it to say, hey, we are now black and you need to edit. You don't have that position where we come from. Because to me and my race, your thinking is Caucasian thinking. You are a plantation Negro. No matter if you think you are a psychologist or psychiatrist or lawyer, it doesn't apply to my race. Yeah. Because we are autonomous, just like you can read over there. At the United Nations, even you can go and check our name. Yeah. We've been like 500 years in the jungle of the Amazon in South America. African of the Americas. Plantation Negroes are just Negroes, children of the colonizers.
And that's what whites gonna find out.
Everyone in my family has very different hair texture. I guess my...
Oh yeah, this girl says she didn't know that she was biracial until she was 7.
Should be closest to my dad's. But, yeah, everyone in my family has very different hair texture. I guess my texture would be closest to my dad's. But, yeah, parents are both black, grandparents are all black. And, you know, past then, I'm sure, obviously, if you're black in America, the likelihood of mixture amongst many races in the past is very likely. So
that's why they used to call you colored folks. Just like in South Africa. Crayons, Creole comes from crayon. Like the crayon box we have in kindergarten. That's why they call you Creole. In Suriname, they would call you Creole, and my people, Bushland Creole. Because to the Caucasian, we look the same. They consider us to be the same. They do not understand our thinking. Their thinking is totally different. That's why I keep saying, and these people have plantation thinking. They think just like the Caucasian, and they respond to me just like the Caucasian would. Or any other race at that, not only Caucasian, even if it was Chinese or Japanese. Because they do not understand my being. These niggas will go out there and say, they venerating the sun. They praying to the trees. Yeah. You don't know what we're doing. That's what you're supposed to think and say to yourself, nigga. Yeah, I'm just kidding. Jigga boo boo. Jigga boo boo. Jigga boo boo. Jigga nigga, jigga boo boo. This is the jigga boo nigga style. Let's hear it, get the jigaboo, nigga. Like, that's why I was saying, this is what we know in Black America so-called for. Men 10, you come from your job home and you watch MTV. Because reggae, Rastaman was not allowed, Africans was not allowed on MTV. With yo MTV raps and all those things, man. Only Michael Jackson you would see, and later you get the hip-hop stuff coming in between, man.
Mixed race people are not black. Mulattoes are not black. We look nothing like black people. But don't let me tell you, let somebody from the dominant... Mixed race people are not black. Mulattoes are not black. We look nothing like black people. But don't let me tell you, let somebody from the dominant black society tell you that mixed race people...
Oh, but the thing is, I don't understand. Oh yeah, they are from the plantation. Cause to me, if somebody say, "Man, I'm not black, man, I'm mixed," so what? I don't care, nigga. To me, it's just another human. That's it. Another tribe or another bloodline. Cause I'm autonomous to me. When somebody would say they are Indian mix, I would know, oh, maybe Shiva is one of their god. Maybe is Ram is one of their god. That's it. So you know what to think about before you approach someone like that. That's why we have an ethnicity. If somebody say, hey man, I'm Turkish tribe from the mountain, I know, oh, if you go to this guy's place, you're not allowed to go into the house with your shoes on. For example, because that's their culture, it might bring maybe bad luck, not only because it's dirty. No, it might bring maybe bad luck in their culture meaning. Yeah. And these niggas will say, but that's superstition. That's why we say, people like me say, you think like the Caucasian because you don't have no culture to understand these things. That's why it's impossible for Umar Johnson to be spiritual to me. You are born like that. You cannot become a Babalawo. You are born you are born a Baba Alawo. Baba Alawo, Father Alawo, our Father. Father Alafia. Let me let's hear it, man.
Black. Here it goes.
We need to make an establishment.
Mixed race people are not black. Mulattoes are not black. We look nothing like black people. But don't let me tell you. Let somebody from the dominant black society tell you that mixed race people and mulattoes are not black. Here it goes.
We need to make an establishment. We need to make this absolutely unequivocally clear. Mixed race people are not black people. They're mixed race people, biracial. If they want, they can identify with the white side. Full stop.
Well, you heard it from a black man himself. Mulattoes.
And it's true, because mixed race people, some of them can straight out their hair, and you will think it's a Caucasian, white passing. In the slave days, and mixed people could use that. They would press their hair, because in Suriname you have the press cam. They will heat it on the fire, on the stove, and the women would straight their hair with it to look more Caucasian. Yes. That's why many people don't know these things. It's not just all of a sudden they want to become Caucasian. It's because of slavery. If you didn't look like the Caucasian, you was not allowed in the city. They would not give you a job. That's why I'm saying the Caucasian is their father, because these Negroes would get the job because they look more like the Caucasian, though they are similar to Africans. They look Africans and have the skin color of the Caucasian. You see that? That's why you had, if you're white, it's alright. If you're brown, then hang around. But if you black, nigga, stay back. That's United States and Suriname. Whole America. That's why Haitians have problem, because they are considered to be pure-blooded Africans. Many of them are from Benin and those places also, man.
Are not black. Let this man educate you. This man knows exactly what he's talking about.
These look like black people. They look like African.
These niggas will see these dark-skinned Indians and say these are black people, man. You can see the nose, man. They have even the kind of Jewish nose of the Israeli or the Caucasian a bit. That's why I was saying many of these people lived here in Sweden and where Greenland is. Yeah, Russia. If you go to Russia, you will see this same kind of people. Mongolian people. They are considered to be Mongolians, like Genghis Khan people. Yeah, and everywhere you go, mostly you will see dark-skinned version and a light-skinned version of the same people. Just like the Bushman in South Africa is the light-skinned version in Africa. And those other ones are the darker-skinned version, like the Sudanese. You see that? It's everywhere. If you go to the Turkish people, you will see dark-skinned Turkish people. They are called Kurdish people, I think. More Kurdish. Even though they have light-skinned people also. They have dark-skinned Moroccans, light-skinned Moroccan. It's everywhere. Even in England, the Irish are considered to be black a long time ago. Irish people were not considered to be Caucasian or white. I should say white. Because the Irish people, their hair is red. Before that, maybe it was black. Maybe that's why there was even back then in slavery and Irish people went to Jamaica who were Negro, for example. These things are not new. Negroes were already here. That's why you have Zwarte Piet coming from Spain. There was an 80-year war against the so-called Blackamoor, the East Africans. That's why I'm saying they took the Ankh and those where you have Marowe, Egypt, Canaan. Yeah, so these people, you can see clearly, they are a different, totally phenotype. And this is what I'm saying. These Negroes will go and steal this attire and think that is what they're supposed to do. No, this is theirs. Even if they came yesterday from Asia, they would have this with them because it's their culture of their ancestors. In the jungle, we don't make things up. You think it's superstition. You cannot get up and go and say, I am a prophet. No, they will chop your head off if you cannot prove it. That's our real living. Not even, I won't say even culture. That's how we live. If you come out and be a liar, you will be banned or they will chop your head off. Because they don't have police officers over there. So they cannot risk it for a liar coming there, scamming people. We don't live like that. As soon as they see that you're scamming or you're living evil, you will be banned. And if the king is living evil, the people have the right to come together and say the king should step down. Nigga? That's the real talk.
These look like black people. They look like Africans. See the nose on the guy with the feathers? See the one on the upper left with the hair?
But that's what I mean. These Negroes from the United States will steal those feathers and say they are indigenous and those people are from Asia. Even if what you were saying was true and they came from Asia after you was already there, this is what they brought from Asia. I know that. Because I live with these people in the jungle. This is theirs. I know that what he's wearing is really his. There is no doubt about that. It's his culture. If he was there 10,000 years ago, if you believe the narrative or not, this is a native, so-called Asiatic Native Americans culture what they have on their hand. It's from their God. You don't have that, and these niggas will go and make one of these or buy one and walk around like they are in so-called Native Americans from Asia, supposedly, or whatever. Yeah, man.
The black people braid their hair once it grows to the shoulder and braid it from the shoulder down, or they braid it from the root on back. Hair texture. Do black people have straight hair when it grows out? Look at Don King. Look at Dr. Cornel West. That's how black people have.
Yeah, man. When black so-called Africans' hair grows out, it goes up like an antenna, just like in a House Party movie with the haircut of the fresh guy in House Party. That's how black people, it grows like a crown. Nigga, kinky hair, kingly hair. Yeah. Let's see it.
When it grows out. Where's the facial hair, beard and mustache? No, black people are not Native Americans.
As if things weren't a tinderbox already, Fox News propagandist Tucker Carlson is now suggesting a real insurrection on his program. Now, the term real insurrection...
So I'm showing you this guy because he is the sponsor of the FBA, man. Let's see his past. This is like 4 years ago or 7 years ago. Let's hear it, man.
Is, of course, Tucker playing coy with the January 6th Trump riots. Tucker and others claim that January 6th was not really an insurrection. And when they say that, it's never totally clear if they mean it's not really an insurrection because it failed, or it's not an insurrection because it wasn't really meant to be an insurrection. In any case, we've talked before about stochastic terrorism and this idea that with a large...
Come on in. Do what you want. I mean,
are different.
Oh, most definitely. They're telling...
What about a real insurrection over this? Take a look.
That the people coming north from Latin America, Central America, in a lot of cases, are aware that there's a new administration in the United States and the policies are different?
Oh, most definitely. They're telegraphing it down there. When you see T-shirts with people say, Biden let me in. Biden let me in. They're all over. I mean, it's telegraphed back down there. One of them comes over and they'll tell you. As soon as I get over and get through, I'm calling back home and I'm telling 10 more to come that I got in. Come on. We're sending a message.
And I'm showing you this for you to see the hate of FBA that who taught them all this. That's why he was endorsing Tariq Nasheed, that he loves Tariq Nasheed. That's why I'm showing you this. That when they tell you about slavery this, slavery that, when I tell you that many of these people are those who killed the slaves, sold them into slavery, are just these plantation Negroes, you're seeing it happen now live. So-called United States Black Americans going to Tucker Carlson to get endorsement and money to attack an immigrant, so-called.
Hey, the border's open. Come on in. Do what you want. I mean, why aren't we enforcing the laws that are on the book? That are already on the book that says you can't cross that border illegally or whatever. But yet we're going to reward you with putting you in a nice hotel or give you a $1,400 Visa card, debit card that you can use while you're here in the States, you know, till you get established or whatever. And how many times do they replenish it?
What do you mean, give a $14 Visa debit card?
I haven't been able to confirm this yet, but I have been told that they're giving you, these immigrant families, they're in these hotels, they're giving them a $1,400 Visa card that they can.
Why don't we have a real?
You see here, these niggas will make up lie, just like the FBA. That's why I'm showing you this sicko, like so-called Afro elite. I thought it was Tariq elite. So you know who is sponsoring them. Tucker Carlson and Unculture. Yeah, Trump MAGA team, KKK, Nick Fuentes. Those guys, yes.
Insurrection at some point. Like, why would we put up with this?
Well, in my opinion, you're closer than you've ever been in our country of getting to that. I think we're closer.
Well, I feel closer to that. I mean, this is absolutely.
It says you can't cross that border illegally or whatever. But yet we're going to reward you with putting you in a nice hotel or give you a $1,400 Visa card, debit card that you can use while you're here in the States, you know, till you get established or whatever. And how many times do they replenish it?
What do you mean, giving a $14 Visa debit card?
I haven't been able to confirm this yet, but I have been told that they're giving you, these immigrant families, they're in these hotels, they're giving them a $1,400 Visa card that they can.
Why don't we have a real insurrection at some point? Like, why would we put up with this?
Well, in my opinion, you're closer than you've ever been in our country of getting to.
You see, who was calling for an insurrection, and Trump picked this up from this same Tucker Carlson and this January 6th attack on the so-called White House. Who do you see arranging all this FBA stuff again? Tucker Carlson. Yeah.
I think we're closer.
Well, I feel closer to that. I mean, this is absolutely. It's beyond insulting. It's oppressing the population.
So there's a lot there.
So I'm showing you Tucker Carlson so you can see that many so-called and most, let me just say, Black Americans so-called, they support Trump.
So, Jake, despite the mass shooter in Atlanta, in the Atlanta Spa Massacre specifically...
This is Tucker Carlson. You see here? Tucker. Dirty immigrants make U.S. too crowded. Rest my case. This was like 4 or 7 years ago. Yeah, and some guy went out and shoot out and whatever happened because Tucker Carlson inspired him. And he was, even his writer was fired at Fox News because he was too racist. Tucker Carlson's writer, who was writing for him, was found too racist with racist messages on Twitter, internet, and they fired him from Fox News. These are the people so-called Black Americans working with when I'm showing you the plantation stuff here for you to know that. And yeah, man, that's to make the difference so that we know what we're dealing with. America is a continent again, by the way. See that? That's why I have to come out and let people know. No, in America, you have Africans of America living in the jungle, Quilombo, Palenque, Acompong, and Juca, like you see there. And you have plantation Negroes, children of the colonizer. They are the one back then working together with Tucker Carlson, capturing people in Americas and selling them on the plantation. Go ask them, they were called the Zwarte Jager, bounties on Curaçao, and bounty hunter in North America.
Targeting Asian women. Tucker Carlson did last night what he is paid extremely well to do. He dismissed the possibility that this was a race-based white supremacist attack. And he did so without any remorse whatsoever. And he did so without any consideration for the fact that his own network over the last year has been promoting the bigoted notion of the Chinese China virus.
So the guy's accused of murdering 8 people, and all the questions were about race. Okay. But notice, it's the politicians who jump in immediately to divide the country.
You see? So this is Tucker Carlson 4 years ago or 7 years ago attacking BLM and black people. And now these same black people are working together with him attacking immigrants. That's why I was saying, why would you feel sorry for a black American with anything of slavery or whatever happened to them or might happen today or tomorrow, nigga? Because they are the colonizer, black colonizer. Yeah, I will show you a few of them in a small bit. Let's see, man.
Along racial lines.
Over the last year has been promoting the bigoted notion of the Chinese China virus.
So the guy's accused of murdering 8 people, and all the questions were about race. Okay. But notice, it's the politicians who jump in immediately to divide the country along racial lines.
Now,
you see that Tucker Carlson is accusing people for dividing the country when he is the one with his Heritage Foundation or whatever they are now with the FBA. FBA is Heritage Foundation and ADOS and all those people like the same plantation Negroes like the America Colonization Society. Go look it up. Those are the people who made the pact to capture people or send them back to Liberia and Sierra Leone to go there and conquer parts of Africa. Yeah, that's why you had the Berlin Conference. All those things was in those days.
Population and blaming it on low sperm counts.
So we spent the last year hearing about a health crisis, a pandemic, but there are a lot of health crises. This may be the big...
Then to actually be consistent in another human being. But there is a population density map from 2020 that shows that just a few days before that, though, Tucker...
As the open spaces shrink, as nature itself recedes, past 30 years, the population of the United States has exploded by nearly 100 million people, mostly due to immigration. Were you even aware that that happened? You're not supposed to say a word about it.
As every come from this white supremacist rhetoric that they push on a regular basis. And this is what he does so well. And this is what he...
How did he call Tucker Carlson? White supremacist. Now they've changed their name to Christian nationalist.
Makes
about
$6 to $10 million a year to do.
This is the guy who is sponsoring an FBA, Tariq, Nasheed and his crew. Buying bot views and all those things to pump the channels with bot views. Yeah.
He is there to make sure that he protects that white male Christian power structure, but he gets paid so well because he's able to sow plausible deniability into the minds of all the people who are watching. So despite constantly and consistently forwarding white supremacy on his network, he's always there to make sure that no one ever feels any responsibility for the actions that inevitably come from this white supremacist rhetoric that they push on a regular basis. Now, I want you to watch some of these contradictions. Take a look at this next clip as he uses fear of overpopulation to attack and vilify immigrants.
And who is doing that today? Tariq, Nasheed and FBA. Who is doing the same thing he's talking about today? Plantation Negroes like Tariq Nasheed and his FBA and so-called Yvette Carnell, ADOS, and the one Claude Anderson and James Small. Today James Small is against and deficient, but yeah, let's leave it at that and let's see.
What's happening on the border tonight will change this country forever. A lot of things won't. This will, and you should know that. Unlike other disasters, mass illegal immigration is permanent. No one ever really gets sent home. Over the past 30 years, the population of the United States has exploded by nearly 100 million people, mostly due to immigration. Were you even aware that that happened? You're not supposed to say a word about it. As every year, the United States gets steadily more jammed with people, and at the same time, more chaotic and less cohesive. As the open spaces...
The native so-called Americans think the same about you and your European ancestors. And that's what I'm saying. These niggas are beyond blind or stupid. These niggas are beyond blind or stupid. They will tell the Mexicans you don't belong here, but then tell you that the Mexican is the Native American of the land. The natives of the land. Immigrants must not come over here, man, but you are an immigrant. And then claim, so you have to know that this guy's God is not my God. Just saying, because his God is clearly the devil, because he's a liar.
shrink.
And the liar is the devil.
Supremacy on his network, he's always there to make sure that no one ever feels any responsibility for the actions that inevitably come from this white supremacist rhetoric that they push on a regular basis. Now, I want you to watch some of these contradictions. Take a look at this next clip as he uses fear of overpopulation to attack and vilify immigrants.
What's happening on the border tonight will change this country forever. A lot of things won't. This will, and you should know that. Unlike other disasters, mass illegal immigration is permanent. No one ever really gets sent home. Over the past 30 years, the population of the United States has exploded by nearly 100 million people, mostly due to immigration. Were you even aware that that happened? You're not supposed to say a word about it, as every year the United States gets steadily more jammed with people and at the same time more chaotic and less cohesive. As the open spaces shrink, as nature itself recedes in the face of yet another strip mall or apartment complex or fast food outlet to serve the new people. This is becoming a crowded country, and crowded countries are ugly, unhappy countries. Why are we letting that happen?
Now, wait, so just a few days before that, though, Tucker Carlson made it clear that our country isn't particularly overcrowded. Take a listen in.
Well, even with 320 million people living here, this country still is not particularly crowded.
Right, so which is...
You see that? What he's saying is it's only too crowded when it's about so-called immigrants, which of whom he and his ancestors are, man. So an immigrant is telling other people that immigrants should not come into the United States. And claim to be a man of God, just like these broken black Americans. Let's check them doing the same thing this guy is complaining about. His own people is doing the same thing like Tucker Carlson. Yeah, let's see it, man.
Black people, you're not Hebrews, you're not indigenous, you're not Native Americans. You share the same haplogroups with people of West African descent. I believe that this concept of wanting to be indigenous or be Hebrew Israelites, it comes from a place of self-hate. It's too much evidence, too much history, too much linguistic evidence that supports the fact that primarily people, black folks in North America, are primarily descendants of enslaved West Africans. Stop the nonsense.
Was not these people we see today.
Now, y'all heard of the hot comb, right? Everybody heard of the hot comb. All the women back in the day, you remember your grandmama said the hot comb. Even the hot curlers, y'all remember that?
Yeah, it's the comb I was talking about. It's called a press comb. Yeah, they would heat it on the stove and then press their hair to make it straight, to take the curls out of your hair, to look more European or mixed or whatever, man.
Your grandmama had the hot comb on the stove,
So these are the parts I'm showing you why you might see these crazies coming out and saying, I'm the Native American. So they all have their crazy thinking. That's why I'm coming out here and making it clear that I'm not part of the Plantation Negro. I am Ohkano and that's my ethnicity. It's not a made-up thing since beginning of time. And let's hear it, man.
Your sister's hair before church and all that, burning their forehead, burning their ears. Y'all remember them burns before church. Y'all remember that. Or when you had a birthday, you get your nice little curls in your head. Y'all remember this stuff, right? So how's these people using heated objects such as bones, pieces of wood, over flames to heat it up to get their hair, right? They press gently against the hair they intended to shape. We talking about people with hair like a horse, y'all. Go look at them folks right now. Go look at them folks. Go look at their hair, y'all. People with Caucasian hair using heat and comb-shaped objects to straighten out their hair. That don't sound like y'all. No. I know back in the day we had the hot comb and the hot curlers. Our grandmother used to put that on the stove, put some curls in our sister's hair, be done burnt her on the head, burnt her on the ear or something. The people I'm looking at here today, these Asian-looking people, talking about...
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Bring your proof. What is your attire? That's what we're saying. You cannot go out there and steal the attire of the... So what you're saying, the so-called Siberian Native Americans, of whom they have said that they came there 10,000 years ago, steal their attire and then say, this is supposed to be us, man. We built the pyramids. No, those are Africans. Show us which one you built. With proof. Yeah.
You know what? I quit.
These niggas, that's why I keep telling them, nigga, you are a slave. You cannot come out here and say anything that any of these other races of people would take seriously. Or they won't take it serious, man. That's the real
Y'all lying. This ain't y'all. This ain't
This was.
So this part is for those crazies who said they are black. Let's check a video where so-called black people of the United States saying they are not black. So we don't know if they are. Yeah, we know they have plantation sickness. Today they are black, tomorrow Africans. You're not allowed to be black. They know anything. Yeah, let's hear it, man. This is the song. We're not black. Jigga boo boo, boo boo, jigga jigga we're not black, we're not yo, bring it down then, bring it down, spit it down right now, bring it down, yo.
We're not from Africa, we are natives, this our land, we all know about the slave ships. We're not from Africa, we indigenous, I need you to listen, I need you to be getting this.
You see this tale of these crazy Americans, and these same people will tell you, we are the real black people. So that's what I'm saying. Yeah, let's hear it a bit. It's just to show you that how far the sickness is, man. And when I say the sickness is because, yeah, let's hear it, man.
We not black, we not black. Know your story, family history, the stats. We not black, that's a curse. Let's put this curse to rest and be blessed. Yes, we indigenous, Islam was our ancestors' home. What they taught us in school about slavery.
And this is what I was saying. They will steal the attire of the Native Americans. You can't do that. That is really theirs, of their ancestors. I know that. I live in the jungle in America. You don't. You are from the plantation. I know that those things, feather, they have them in Africa also. Those feathers. But it doesn't mean every tribe has them or in that way. They might have it and use it in a different way. We want to know which one is yours, not you going out there stealing this attire here of the Native Americans and saying, yeah, we're not black, so because you're not black, go out and steal somebody attire of their ancestor, of whom you have said that they came from Asia. If you go to Asia, you will see even Chinese kind of people with this kind of feathers. It's real, it's theirs, it's not yours. Come with yours and show us yours, which one is yours, just like, and you can see over here. Like me, I have my ancient African culture. It's because the Caucasian came there and has seen it over these 500 years and came here and written it down in their own way. But still you can see it there. That's what we mean. Prove all things, nigga. Let's hear it, man. And then I'm gonna skip to 11.
My mission is clear. It's time to unite and get our heritage back. Like I intend to stop living in lies.
We're not from Africa, we are natives. This our land, we don't know about no slave ships. We're not from Africa, we indigenous. I need you to listen, I need you to be getting this. We're not black.
You see the craziness I was talking about, nigga? Yeah, man.
And they respected that enough not to. We started a street gang on this block here, a street organization. I was like,
so I'm gonna show you the current and plantation Negroes who support Trump. Because when I keep saying it, many people might think it's a joke. Let's hear from these so-called black Americans, so-called. Yeah.
9 years old. 9 years old when I first got him. The first time I went.
Booney is a former member of the Vice Lords, one of Chicago's most notorious gangs. He was there when it all started.
I got locked up for armed robbery. And
despite being starved, sleep deprived.
And the descendants of a lot.
So I'm gonna show the part of where they said that then Jasmine Crockett is a Haitian because something happened. She was supporting a Democrat. I don't know what happened, but I saw a video where they said that she was Haitian, and that's what I mean. Because even if she's Haitian, now you have to attack her. So why would any people with one small bit of brain want this kind of race of people to come where they live? Who will attack you because you don't look like them or wanna accept what they say that you're supposed to be? What the colonizer did to them. They trying to do with other people out here, thinking everybody that has the skin color is the same as they are. That's why I was showing Sanu earlier. Let's hear it.
All right, now that you done got your laugh, let's get into it. This is interesting. I thought we quelled this whole Creole, Solon, FBA thing last year. Evidently we had.
Look, I ain't trying to be funny or nothing, but y'all literally just made FBA and Solon less than 10 years ago. Hell, probably less time than that. Y'all made that shit on TikTok and Twitter, but y'all want to come on here and scrutinize and question Louisiana Creoles about the legitimacy of Louisiana Creole being an ethnic group and talk about we don't have enough history.
You see that what I'm saying? So what is happening is the plantation Negroes is going around because Louisiana, many parts of there, maybe you have Maroons there. I don't know if the so-called Gulagichi over there. But Maroons have their own language. If you don't have your own language, your own God, you cannot make any medicine from nature. You're not Maroon. You are a Negro. Then it would be a lie. Let's start stating that. But what she's saying here is they exist from slave days. The Louisiana group. They exist from those days, and right now this FBA so-called is saying they supposed to change their name into FBA, Foundational Black Broken American. That's how stupid and sick these people are, man. Like anybody is taking Tariq Nasheed and his ancestors soccer foolery serious. Like anybody is taking Umar Johnson who cannot take care of his daughter out here serious. Nigga, we just watching television. You talk your shit, many people think they shit, let's live our life, man. But when you start coming out here, think you're gonna attack people like you mean anything, nah, man, it ain't gonna happen, because I defeated your father, the colonizer, of whom you said that you have 1 to 30% blood. Does a black man have Caucasian blood? No, so you're not black. Does an African have Caucasian blood? No, so you're not African. If you wanna say that Kamala Harris is not black, Obama is not black, how can you, who claim to be mixed with Caucasian blood, say that you are black? Where we come from, Obama is called Black Amang, colored man. Yeah, nigga. And the thing is, only 5% of so-called enslaved people are in the United States. Yeah, we've had 40 million. There is 100 million in Brazil, only Africans. Only 100 million. Oh, and that's only Brazil, I mean. There is 1.5 billion Africans out there, and these niggas think they mean anything on the bigger scale of things. Yeah, man. When you have no
Our
culture,
culture
that's
can't
what's
stand
going
alone
on.
by itself, and we're a sub. Less than 10 years ago.
FBA thing last year. FBA thing. All right, now that you done got your laugh, let's get into it. This is interesting. I thought we quelled this whole Creole, Solon, FBA thing last year. Evidently we had.
Look, I ain't trying to be funny or nothing, but y'all literally just made FBA and Solon less than 10 years ago. Hell, probably less time than that. Y'all made that shit on TikTok and Twitter, but y'all want to come on here and scrutinize and question Louisiana Creoles about the legitimacy of Louisiana Creole being an ethnic group and talk about we don't have enough history, our culture can't stand alone by itself, and we're a subculture and all this and all that, even though we developed independently from African Americans and the 13 colonies and all that, and we was around before the Louisiana Purchase. But then y'all will come on here and
You hear that? What do you hear when she speaks? The same thing I was showing you here. Boom. We developed separately in isolation. You see that? That's what the same thing I was saying these plantation Negroes are doing in Suriname in South America. After slavery, they came to my people in the jungle and told them, we all need to become Afro just like them. So you have to lose your culture, you have to say you're not African, you have to say that you are black and you are Afro. That's why they were on the plantation being given whatever to go out there and do that. Come and tell you, just imagine that those who have no ethnic group, they have no ethnicity, they have no bloodline that they know of, will come out and tell you that it's an ethnic group, what you're supposed to be. Just like I said, a prisoner 400 years in jail comes out and saying what's supposed to be happening on the streets. So delusional and sick are these niggas, man. They think anybody is taking Tariq Nasheed and Umar Johnson serious. Nigga, if you wanna do your Pan-Africanism, do your stuff, man. Those who wanna participate will join. Me, I'm just making my videos because where I come from, I don't have to be Pan-African to go to be African. Outside of Africa, I'm the only African. Read it over there. You stupid. Outside of continental Africa, I'm the African. I'm the only one with African culture out here, outside Africa, nigga. Read it over there. Let's hear it, man.
force us to identify as FBA and so on. There's some shit that was created.
You see that? That's why they started attacking immigrants. You better get on code. You better get. So this bug broken jack of thing, they have something going on. Yeah, we were fighting for everybody by marching. By marching, nigga, my races were fighting guerrilla warfare against black so-called United States American plantation Negroes and their father, the colonizer, for 500 years. They wanna come out here and say anything. And this Crockett, or this woman is saying the same thing. They developed separately from African Americans. They are not the same people. They would even maybe considered to be bush Negroes in the United States. And not so-called African Americans. They stole the name in the 80s. Because Africans from America are bush Negroes. So what this woman is saying, if they have if they can make medicine with nature just like the Native Americans, they would consider them to be like the Haitians and those stuff like Africans, bush Negroes. Or Creole if they are mixed, just like the Dominicans. Just saying, because Creole is just like crayon for colored. Colored over here is a normal term. If a Caucasian sees me, if he doesn't know if I'm pure African or whatever, he will say, hey, that colored guy over there is normal. Oh, in America, and it's maybe a problem to them. That's why I'm like, those measurements they have in America is not ours, nigga. It's yours. Just saying.
5 years ago.
7% black. Okay, the city of San Francisco always had a thriving black community. It's gone. 7% black. Okay, the city of San Francisco.
And I'm showing you this for you to see who is advising them. Tucker Carlson. Nigga.
Always had a thriving black community. It's gone.
Destructive and dangerous ideology to destroy.
7% black. Okay, the city of San Francisco. Like I'm from California. Look this up. In 1990. Los Angeles was 10% black. It's now 7% black. Okay? The city of San Francisco always had a thriving black community. It's gone. Compton in LA was the largest black community west of the Mississippi. It's now Spanish speaking. So
place, many of them looking to escape these black politics and certainly a black
So
this is almost embarrassing from the perspective.
They say white replacement theory.
It is embarrassing because this is the same guy who was fighting against so-called Black Lives Matter. I have the videos, maybe I'll find a part of it. And that's the same guy advising those so-called American descendants of slaves. Nigga, where we come from, they said Africans were enslaved, not Americans. See? White nationalism. That's what they supporting, nigga. Alright? Let's see here. Yeah, these are the MAGA team, Black Americans who support MAGA. Let me show you what I want here.
Come here, let me give you a...
And the RNC was full of
President Trump, we have the greatest economy in our lifetime. America is not a racist country. Can you imagine?
You see that why I come out here and make the difference? In the video, make the difference known? That these are plantation Negroes saying these things. Yeah? Let's make that clear. They are not the Africans of America. They are children of the colonizer, black colonizer. If you listen to their language, you will know who is who. Yeah, let's hear it.
Black conservatives
when I say this, that the plantation Negro will tell you that the colonizer is not that bad because they have their blood. So it's not even they have their blood. They are colonized. They are colonizer themselves. They have no backbone. They are broken like Tariq, Nasheed, and these niggers over here, man. Let's hear it, man.
That's why I'm here to show my support as a black man.
And mutilated. Now this endured for decades, centuries.
Can't get enough of them.
The historic levels of support the Republicans are getting from black folk under
Trump, we have the greatest...
Donald Trump is cozying up to them.
Come here, let me give you a...
And the RNC was full of
President Trump, we have the greatest...
And I'm showing you this because these are the same hypocrites who attacked Nicki Minaj that she was supporting Trump. But it's only because she's Trinidadian. That's how racist these black Americans are, man. They don't consider Africans and Caribbeans to be their race. It's a scam to steal everything like just like they came. Yeah, we are brothers with hip hop, and then rebrand it like they created it. Wearing dashiki to come and say it's theirs. And Umar Johnson within 1 or 2 years, yeah man, I'm the real Babalawo. I developed everything of the Yoruba. That's what you're gonna get with these niggas. Devils. Like they went to Jamaica and stole all these things from the Israelites and said they now are the Lion of Judah. Judah is written on the old maps. It's in Africa there in Canaan, where Benin is and those places in West Africa. These niggas said they made a mistake. It's supposed to be in the United States, man. So the slave is coming out here giving lessons. Yeah, it's not. These niggas are beyond stupid. They think anybody took them serious. That's why I'm making it plain, man. Don't conglomerate your fuckery, your foolishness with my race. That's why I was showing a video of Sanu earlier. Nigga, when you have no culture, you don't know.
In our lifetime, America is not a racist country.
Donald Trump is cozying up to them.
Come here, let me give you a hug.
And the RNC was full of it.
President Trump, we have the greatest economy in our lifetime. America is not a racist country. Can you imagine President Donald Trump coming to a city and calling a pastor like me?
You've probably heard a lot of people talking about black Republicans, but I spent all of the RNC talking to black Republicans.
So it is with being a black conservative. I equate it to being gay back in the 50s or 60s. You didn't come out the closet then.
And so you look at the people who really saying that about Trump. It's not no uppity Negroes. It's Negroes out the real hood.
And that's one reason why I'm pro-Trump and I'm a conservative, is because I truly believe in the
You see, and when I make videos saying, no, nigga, this nigga support the KKK, many people thought it was a joke. No, nigga, it was just like that back in the days. These are the same Negroes who would go into the jungle in South America to fight against my race, capturing Native Americans who didn't want to be on the plantation and Africans who didn't want to be on the plantation on behalf of the colonizer, their father, man. Nigga, that's the real talk. Let it be known, nigga, that this is not something new. It's from beginning of time. They sold their own people and now going out here begging for reparation. That's what I'm saying, if you didn't get it yet. It's the same one who did the deeds. That's why I'm saying they are cursed for what they have done, nigga. It's just not coming out here and saying something. No, nigga, that's the real talk.
to the problems that we see within the black community. Or
can you imagine President Donald Trump coming to... Come here, let me give you a hug.
And the RNC was full of it.
President Trump, we have the greatest economy in our lifetime. America is not a racist country. Can you imagine President Donald Trump coming to a city and calling a pastor like me?
You've probably heard a lot of people talking about black Republicans, but I spent all of the RNC talking to black Republicans.
So it is with being a black conservative. I equate it to being gay back in the 50s or 60s. You didn't come out the closet then.
And so you look at the people who really saying that about Trump. It's not no uppity Negroes. It's Negroes out the real hood.
And that's one reason why I'm pro-Trump and I'm a conservative, is because I truly believe in the
You've seen it, nigga. When I was saying that these niggas support and the black American so-called support
individualistic
Trump,
approach to the problems that we see within the black community or in America.
These niggas are the fucking KKK. That's why I was saying this lawn burning with crosses on it. Yeah. Who will take that serious now? Who will take these niggas so-called slave movies any serious now? When you're supporting the same thing because you want... You don't have to be agree with immigrants. You need to talk to your government. They bringing the immigrants in. Why attack immigrants? That's what I mean. Why come out here attacking immigrants? Is it your business? Are you part of the government? No. But you're making it clear like, yeah man, we're happy about it. So they are allowed to be happy about your slave movies. They are allowed to be happy about whatever happened to you. Like George Floyd or Eric Garner, they are allowed to be happy about it. Because it's your misfortune, nigga. You're laughing now about their misfortune, so they are allowed to laugh about your slave movies and what happened to you. That's what you must understand, nigga. That's the real talk.
Black Republicans specifically are some of the most disliked and unpopular political figures within the black community for a reason.
I'm pissed.
Of the 4 black Republicans in the U.S. House of Representatives, none, 0 represent majority black districts.
I am royally pissed.
In fact, they all represent majority white districts, something they seem to be very proud of.
South Carolina is majority white, correct? Yeah, it's still. My district is majority white district. Your Utah is majority white district, correct? Michigan, really. Florida, is your district majority white district? Well, how do we get here?
Like, a lot of white people had to vote.
You see that, nigga? So, you see how happy these Negroes are, man? When the Caucasian and rub a little bit a pat on their back and rub their head. I was saying it, now you're seeing it, nigga. Plantation Negro. That's why Malcolm X was making the difference between a field Negro and a plantation Negro. That's why you see there that my people, bush Negroes so-called, would harbor runaway Negroes. Maroons. Nigga. That's I was in the jungle and these niggas on the plantation was escaping and this house Negro was being happy eating chitlins and wiping the colonizer ass. Just like Tariq Nasheed today. Nigga. That's the, and crooked mouth Phil Scott. And this Sperling said they have black people so-called have to pray for Donald Trump. Yeah, nigga.
There is an obvious...
Well, how do we get here?
Like, a lot of white people had to vote for it.
There is an obvious disconnect, and that's what I want to explore today. I wanted to know what draws a black person to identify with this Republican Party.
Trump is being for black people, regardless.
Because they are the KKK like their ancestors, or they were the black hunters. They were in the cavalry, who fought the war to keep slavery alive in United States and the Americas. The same Negroes, plantation Negroes. The army of the colonizer, most part of it, large part of it, was of mixed people, these niggas, and mixed with Caucasian people, man. Yeah.
The media say for a long time.
The Bible say we perish through a lack of knowledge, right? So until you teach the people, that's the only way they're gonna learn. So it's our job, me especially as a black conservative, to get out there, get on the ground, and teach these people all about the black conservative movement. And when you look at the movement now, especially right now, we speaking, baby.
I learned a lot.
You see it when I said these niggas are the KKK sponsoring. So these niggas agree with stealing from Venezuela, all those things. That's what I'm saying. Don't you see they're fighting against the Black Panther because so-called Trinidadian or Caribbean people are not American. When I'm showing you here, America is a continent. Even that these dumb niggas don't know. Even that they don't know. America is a continent and not a country. Yeah, man. That's the stupidity level we have to deal with here, man. That's the real talk, nigga.
Black Trump voters in North Carolina. This was Van Jones talking to 3 black Trump voters in North Carolina. And one of them specifically talked about the issue of where he got his information from. Roll it.
You do well.
And here we are in South Carolina with 3 Trump voters. You weren't always a Republican.
No.
You see that? Black MAGA Trumpers. Need more shit? Just saying. Nigga.
Actually, I come from a family that was like super democratic. My first time voting, I voted.
And I'm not saying who you're supposed to vote for. I'm just saying these sick so-called black Americans, as they call themselves, will not come out here and think they represent or be the face of my race. Never. That's what I mean. That's why all this going out thinking you're gonna make Maroon movie like we're the same people. We're not. Read it over there. My affair to the plantation Negroes and their colonizer master was guerrilla warfare for 500 years. And you being in the soldiers, being in the army of the colonizer, who happens to be your daddy, you have his blood. Just saying, man. To me, you're just like Kamala Harris or Obama.
Democrat.
Nigga.
I voted for Joe Biden.
What about Trump appealed to you?
Am I allowed to cuss?
Yeah, you can.
I mean, part of it is he's an asshole. I like authenticity.
You voted for Obama then you voted for Hillary Clinton in 2016, but 2020 you voted for Donald Trump. What made the change?
I began listening to someone, her name is Candace Owens, and I read her book, and it just opened my eyes to maybe he's not this person that I have been led to believe that he was.
So you voted against Trump in 2016.
Yes.
But then in 2020 you voted for him?
Absolutely.
Why?
I saw how
I'm showing you this. Why are these people are not being kicked out of the United States like Nicki Minaj, man? Oh yeah, she is an so-called foreigner immigrant from Trinidad. Yeah, yes.
things were going during his
These
first
people
term.
are racist. The black Americans are just like their daddy from the plantation. Nigga. Just imagine they was there for 400 years and they're being racist just like the colonizer. What do you think would happen? Racism, they are born like the colonizer. They have the colonizer blood in them. Enough said, nigga.
I was pleasantly surprised and I was pleased with what was happening. I saw
You see that when I was saying it, you thought it was a joke? Now you can, that was Roland Martin exposing some of these guys. It's like a few people left, man. At least this Roland Martin is trying his best. Yeah, but he's fighting for Kamala Harris, but that's their business. I'm just showing you that if you support the KKK, you are the devil. That's what I'm saying. And you're not gonna come out here and act like we are the same people or the same race. Never, man. That's what I'm making clear in my video for the world to know that any of these black Americans are not part of my race. Yeah? We don't support no KKK and the devil ship of Trump and his the same people who supposedly enslaved everyone. Just saying, man.
the economy getting better. I saw country relations in certain countries getting better.
What are some things that he's doing that you do like?
For me, I like the border. I just don't like the idea of someone coming here illegally and getting benefits that can serve my community. So that's the reason why I support him on that border policy.
When you think about the border, you think about people coming here who are getting more help than people who live here, who are born here.
Yeah, and I got that perspective not from news channels. I got it from social media. TikTok is like a holy grail. We even see it with the things that we learn about the
who are getting more help than people who live here, who are born
here. So that's the reason why I support him on that border policy.
You see that? To keep foreigners out. When you are a foreigner, so-called on Native American bloody ground, but you have time to fight other people, yeah, let's leave it.
When you think about the border, you think about people coming here who are getting more help than people who live here, who are born here.
Yeah, and I got that perspective not from news channels. I got it from social media. TikTok is like a holy grail. We even see it with the things that we learn about the United States government outside of the United States. People are showing Americans, hey, look at what's going on. Do y'all know that your government is doing this? Have you seen this? Have you looked at it from this perspective?
Yeah, people, when they think about a Trump voter, they usually think about like a white dude with like a red hat on and a pickup truck, and y'all are not that at all. So Donald Trump's team.
You see that? And they laugh. How much pain would you wanna? These people are expressing for what so-called happened to their ancestors, because they were part of it, just like they are part of it now. That's why Kanye West was saying it was a choice. And when you tell them, they think they mean anything. Like, yeah, man, no, nigga. You are a treacherous people, man. You sold everybody into slavery and out here begging for slave money. You ain't getting shit for what happened to so-called enslaved Africans, because Africans don't have Caucasian blood. Black Americans so-called do. And black people don't have Caucasian blood. These black Americans do have Caucasian blood, so they are not black. Is a black man someone with Caucasian blood? No, so they are not black. Is Africa someone with Caucasian blood? No, so they are not African. They are a mixed people. Octrone if you 25%. No, Quattrone if you 25%, and Octrone if you 1/8. Just saying.
Went in, they took down Harriet Tubman's picture for a quick minute. They're trying to like knock out the black museums. What does that have to do with the price of eggs, and how does that impact you?
In some ways, it's a slap in the face. In other ways, I don't care. I care more about how I'm going to take care of my children.
I don't think the average American cares about that. I know I am sick and tired of seeing black people sit there and complain about something but not taking action and steps to actually try to change things in an appropriate manner.
Under the Trump and Biden administration, they came to certain agreements with police departments to be less brutal toward the black community. Trump has now ended all that. How does that?
You see that? Trump is ending all the civil rights of the so-called black Americans, and this stupid, that's why I was saying, they think they can kick out like the immigrant. No, nigga, you're gonna stay there and be a slave just like your ancestors, because you're gonna do the job the immigrants were doing. Nigga
But
for
that
free.
I know I am sick and tired of seeing black people sit there and complain about something but not taking action and steps to actually try to change things in an appropriate manner.
Under the Trump and Biden administration, they came to certain agreements with police departments to be less brutal toward the black community. Trump has now ended all that.
Black replacement. I mean, I just like they say white replacement theory.
You're right.
How honest do you want to be? It's black replacement. I mean, I just like I'm from California. Look this up in 19.
You see how he got them? This Tucker Carlson was trying to fight for Caucasians are dying out. They trying to replace the white man. Blah blah blah. This and that. Now he said no, it's black replacement. They trying to replace you with the immigrants. Were these niggas doing the jobs of the immigrants, or were they more busy going to jail? Were they going to the universities? No. Just saying, man.
1990, Los Angeles was 10% black. It's now 7% black.
And the level of cookery that we're going to watch here is absolutely despicable, absolutely pathetic, absolutely disgusting, and above all, dangerous. It really is.
That this isn't immigration enforcement. But
the individual who Donald Trump was nominating for a position, well, they pulled the nomination because he was busted in an account where there was this chat group where he admitted to having a Nazi streak. Well, guess what? He still works for this administration. The job.
Now I'm saying we already saw the divide.
The administration is saying.
The one that I'd like to see at the top is renaming the institution itself. In what, today is the 14th. So in about 2 weeks, funding for DHS runs out. Kristi Noem and company no longer get a paycheck.
That's basically who this dude is. So this is Nick Sorter. He goes around, picks fights, films it, and then puts it on social media. That's basically who this dude is. I don't like the guy I showed before, but I'm starting with this because this is part of what's happening in Minnesota, and I want to show you different points of view. And so then
I'm from California. Look, Los Angeles was.
He is Panamanian, and they found it quite insulting. He is Panamanian, and they found it quite insulting in their words that he would try.
Full-blown slumber right now, and all will be made clear.
Los Angeles was 10% black. It's now 7% black.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? The city of San It's black replacement. I mean, I'm just like, it's black replacement. I mean, I'm just like, I'm from Mississippi. It's now Spanish speaking. So.
Place, many of them looking to escape these black politics, and certainly a black.
So.
This is almost embarrassing from the perspective.
They say white replacement theory.
You're right.
How honest do you want to be? It's black replacement. I mean, I'm just like, I'm from California. Look.
You see that? Just saying. We'll play a smart part and
they say white replacement theory.
You're right.
How honest do you want to be? It's black replacement. I mean, I'm just like, I'm from California. Look this up. In 1990, Los Angeles was 10% black. It's now 7% black.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? The city of San Francisco always had a thriving black community. It's gone. Compton in LA was the largest black community west of the Mississippi. It's now Spanish speaking. So
this is almost embarrassing from the perspective here.
And they called you a racist for that? They did.
Black studies. So if I have ever rested a case, my case is in full-blown slumber right now, and all will be made clear when I just push play right here.
And they called you a racist for that? They did. Which is actually quite interesting because I got a call from the Foundational Black American Society here in Florida who reminded me that Byron's mother is Jamaican, he is Panamanian, and they found it quite insulting in their words that he would try to claim victimhood of slavery without a single descendant of American slaves in his family.
I like those foundational guys.
They're so good.
Tariq, Nasheed, and all. I mean, I don't agree with everything, but like
Message! Let's just run that back. I messed that up. Let's just run that back.
And they called you a racist for that? They did. Which is actually quite interesting because I got a call from the Foundational Black American Society here in Florida who reminded me that Byron's mother is Jamaican, he is Panamanian, and they found it quite insulting in their words that he would try to claim victimhood of slavery without a single descendant.
Yeah, just saying. That's how stupid they are.
Quite insulting in their words that he would try
proud
to claim
of their own stupidity. There is only 5% so-called enslaved Africans in the United States.
victimhood of slavery.
Yeah, they are beyond stupid. I
Found
know.
it quite insulting in their words that he would try to claim victim. Mother is Jamaican, he is Panamanian, and they found it quite insulting, in their words, that he would try to claim victimhood of slavery without a single descendant of American slaves in his family.
I like those foundational guys.
They're so good.
Tariq, Nasheed, and all. I mean, I don't agree with everything, but like,
I like those foundational guys.
and the descendants of
Foundational guys.
and like,
I like those foundational guys.
I agree with everything, but like,
I like those foundational guys.
and the descendants of a lot of American slaves or families have been here for.
By the way, having family, where does he say he has family from again?
Reminded me that Byron's mother is Jamaican, he is Panamanian.
So I get it. He's the FBA reverse hashtag backwards community wants to make this point that for claims around enslavement in the United States to mean anything, you have to have been enslaved in the United States. But that is only 5% of the entire enslaved African population.
Not even that. America is a continent, not a country. Just like Africa is not a country. That's why these niggas will say Africa, Africa, but they don't understand that it's 54 countries. Just say it, man. Or 55. Now, by now, whatever. Let's hear it, man. They be on stupid, I know.
Backwards community wants to make this point.
He is Panamanian.
So I get it. He's
mother is Jamaican. That Byron's mother is Jamaican. He is Panamanian.
Of a lot of American slaves or foundational guys.
They're so good.
Tariq, Nasheed, and all. I mean, I don't agree with everything, but like,
I like those foundational guys.
and the descendants of a lot of American slaves or families have been here for.
By the way, having family, where does he say he has family from again?
Reminded me that Byron's mother is Jamaican. He is Panamanian.
So I get it. He's the FBA reverse hashtag backwards community wants to make this point that for claims around enslavement in the United States to mean anything, you have to have been enslaved in the United States. But that is only 5% of the entire enslaved African population.
Yeah. That's what I would say. There is only in Brazil you have already 100 million so-called Africans. Colombia you have more everywhere. They are being stupid, nigga. They think 40 million is, yeah, man, yeah. There is 1.5 billion so-called Africans out there. That's how stupid they are. And now they are saying this Crockett is supposedly an Haitian and so-called because she doesn't go along or whatever happened. She doesn't want to be FBA. Let's hear it, man. They are beyond stupid, man. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I showed this part
Just made
already.
FBA and Solon.
I show
No.
it still a bit.
Solon, FBA thing last year. Ebden, we had.
Look, I ain't trying to be funny or nothing, but y'all literally just made FBA and Solon less than 10 years ago. Hell, probably less time than that. Y'all made that shit on TikTok and Twitter, but y'all want to come on here and scrutinize and question Louisiana Creoles about the legitimacy of Louisiana Creole being an ethnic group and talk about we don't have enough history, our culture can't stand alone by itself, and we're a subculture and all this and all that, even though we developed independently from African Americans and the 13 colonies and all that, and we was around before the Louisiana Purchase. But then y'all will come on here and want to force us to identify as FBA and Solon, some shit that was created 4-5 years ago. So you are gonna say that FBA and we was around before about the legitimacy of hell, probably less time than
Last year. Ebden, we had.
Look, I ain't trying to be funny or nothing, but y'all literally just made FBA and Solon less than 10 years ago. Hell, probably less time than that. Y'all made that shit on TikTok and Twitter, but y'all want to come on here and scrutinize and question Louisiana Creoles about the legitimacy of Louisiana Creole being an ethnic group and talk about we don't have enough history, our culture can't stand alone by itself, and we're a subculture and all this and all that, even though we developed independently from African Americans and the 13 colonies and all that, and we was around before the Louisiana Purchase. But then y'all will come on here and want to force us to identify as FBA and Solon, some shit that was created 4-5 years ago.
Told you.
So you are gonna say that FBA, Foundation of Black American, and Solon are ethnic groups, but Louisiana Creole is not.
Yeah. Made up stuff.
And then on top of that, y'all also be the same ones saying that y'all not African American because y'all don't like the African in the name African American, even though that's what y'all been called since 1782. And we've been called Creole since the early 1700s, 1719. But we should throw both of those names away, both of those ethnic names away for Solon and FBA. Child, get the fuck out of my face.
Now the eyes,
See that? That's the same thing why I have this up there to make the distinctions that I'm Ohkano. That's my real ethnicity from beginning of time. And these niggas will, yeah, we FBA. We don't know no FBA. We know Africans from America. That's what we know. The rest, these things you're making up is for you and your people over there. That's why I'm making it clear that you're not the face of my race. You can be the face in the United States, but you have to make it clear every time that you are a plantation Negro and that you are not an African of America. You are a mixed people or whatever you think you are. And make it known, man. To my race, you're just a Negro. City Negro, plantation Negro, child of the colonizer, black colonizer, a soldier of the colonizer, even in the cavalry regiment and all those things for the past 500 years, fighting against my people. See that? Relationship with plantation, engaged in guerrilla warfare against colonizer troops. Yeah, signed treaties for autonomy. Yeah, that? Just say, I'm gonna leave it at that. Yeah, man. Let's hear the last bit.
I don't know if those eyes.
A different angle on this particular approach, and I'm very curious. I want to give a shout out to a couple of the members.
Creole since
This is one of the craziest black, not African. So you've seen that this is so-called FBA culture what he representing over there. That nigga is clearly mixed. That's what I'm saying. Since when do Africans have colonizer blood like that guy? No. So why in Africa they call him Musungu or Yibo or whatever, which means Caucasian, black Caucasian or whatever they will call him. So you must understand that they are sick. They are just like bitches out here looking for attention, man. They're just like bitches out here looking for attention. Black American, not African. Nigga, you're not black. Black people don't have Caucasian blood. Africans don't have Caucasian blood. Mixed people do. Mixed people, mulatto, and mixed people, quattrone, octrone, they have Caucasian blood. Yeah, black people don't have Caucasian blood. Africans don't have Caucasian blood. So you don't have to come out here and tell people, man, I'm not African. Man, I'm not this. We know. You don't know because you was enslaved. That's why I have the paper over there for you and your bug-broken, foundationally bug-broken Americans to see that. No, nigga, your daddy, the colonizer, lied to you. You and I are not the same. I'm autonomous, nigga. I defeated you, daddy, the colonizer. That's the real talk. And yeah, man, I'm gonna leave it at that, man. You've seen it, nigga. Yeah.
To ask African Americans how you guys feel about FBA and them denouncing their African ancestors. I find it so disrespectful.
Woo! What's a very exciting video. I just want to break down a couple of things. I seen this on my For You page and I just had to jump up in this. Hold on. If you
This is FBA or whatever they are called, man. Foundationally bug broken. But bitch ass nigga. Just say it, man. Loser bunch think they gonna come out here. Slaves is gonna come out here think. They are not even allowed to talk to my race directly. Even that they don't know. Nigga. Yeah, man. Just say it, nigga. That's the real talk.